Hi, Scotland Yard. Yes, I would like to report a crime in Whitechapel because they killed it. You know what, Whitechapel fans? You can thank Hector from Chill Dude on the Couch for telling me to check out this new album by the band, because, quite simply put, I was never a real big fan of this group, and that is simply because I just never listened to them either. But here I am after a playthrough of Hymns and Dissonance with my mouth agape people. So in the lead up to this record, I did go back and listen to Kin, which was an awesome album that now resides in my music library. The question remains, will I do the same to this record? Hymns and Dissonance is the band's 9th album and is their first record in 4 years, making it the band's biggest gap between albums, and is the first with new drummer Brandon Zachary. Now starting off, we have an extremely strong opening track with Prisoner 666, a brutal piece that would really set the pace for this album, and it's possibly one of my favourite songs off this record, and we're only one song in so far. I mean, how can the band do any better than this? But holy am I speaking too soon, because I just wasn't ready for that next track and title song to the record, which seems to not only kick it up again, but hits the NOS button as well with that deathcore blast beats and guttural vocals that makes me just reel in utter amazement at this sonic assault. Where does this album have to go now? Because surely this is the peak, right? I mean, they can't go any higher than this. Okay, so this tune right here contains that death growl in such a low registry that is impressive, but I've just never been into that due to it being almost indistinguishable to hear any kind of vocals, really. So I'm sorry, but this gets a point against it. However, it is extremely short-lived, so in this instance, I will forgive Whitechapel for including it. Otherwise, we have an extremely solid piece that is sure to make an inclusion to any gym metal playlist. Now, I can certainly gush on and on about this record, and we'll do so a little later on, but I would like to give a shout out to the following songs in a very short sentence, because I can't go in depth in all of them. After all, this is a 5-minute review. A Visceral Wretch with vocals that live up to its namesake, The Abysmal Gospel for its bleak take on religion, and Mammoth God for some of the most insane blast beats I've heard in a long time. Well done to their new drummer. I'm certainly familiar with why I never gave deathcore a fair go, and simply put, it was the vocal styles and usually lack of melody, but I have been succumbing to its influence as of late, and Whitechapel appears to be another influence on me and my musical taste moving forward, especially with this record. Now, the second half of this album certainly slows it down a little bit, and of course it's to be expected when you have an album of this caliber. In fact, it's pretty much a welcome break at this point to be allowed to catch one's breath, because the cardio level on these guys must be through the roof when they perform these tunes live, because I feel like I've undergone a workout just listening to this album alone. Overall, I'm going to give this album a score of 9.5 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being Prisoner 666, Hymns of Dissonance, Hate Cult Ritual, and Nothing Is Coming for any of them. Now, this album is just filled with non-stop power ballads. Oh, sorry, I misspoke. It's got non-stop powerful songs filled with ballads screamed at me with the tenacity of a dog who just ingested spicy Indian food and needs to go outside. It's intense, it's passionate, it's just beautiful. But most importantly, it's just a crushingly heavy album that will be easily added to my library, and it is a hot contender for Album of the Year. As always, make sure to go listen to this album for yourself, leave a comment and tell me your thoughts on the album, as well as letting me know what your favourite track was. Don't forget to stay spicy out there and take it easy. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to us, and stay notified for future music related content, because it keeps our manager happy at the end of the day. We are also on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, and all those other social platforms if you want to check us out. As always, people, you have a great day and stay spicy.